From News 9, this is Breaking News.
And we are following the breaking news going on right now in Oklahoma City. A very dangerous fire, especially for firefighters as they are battling the fire at a brand new apartment complex called the Canton at Class and Curve. You're looking right now at live images from the Canton at Class and Curve. Firefighters just trying to get some of these flames out. This is incredible. If you're just joining us, like you mentioned, this fire started just after 6 o'clock and more firefighters have been going out there to the scene. Sylvia Corkill has been there on the ground following this for us. Sylvia, you've had a chance to talk to people who live around that area. What are they telling you?
Amanda, this fire has obviously drawn a huge crowd. There are hundreds of folks who have literally come out of their apartments, their homes that are nearby just to see what's going on. Most of these folks just really disheartened, saddened to see this fire because they were so excited about this apartment complex going up. They said it was great for their community. This area has become a hub, a lot of activity, a lot of great restaurants, and they said that they were just looking forward to this being completed. A lot of people looking forward to moving in. We talked to one individual who spoke with another woman who said that she was just so upset for her daughter who already had plans to move in. She did sign a lease agreement and her mother was telling her, you're not going to be able to move in at this time because they don't know when the repairs will be made or even the extent of damage at this time. I'm going to step away now just so you can take a look. Now, as we were driving here, we were about 100 yards away when we could feel the heat from that fire. It was so intense at one point. Firefighters tell us when they first arrived, they initially saw a couple of flames and just a little bit of haze in the air from the smoke. They said within minutes, that fire grew exponentially, eventually traveling across that rooftop. And as you explained, it is that rubber that's on that roof that is so combustible. They said that they have just been dumping water on this fire throughout the night, and that is the only thing that they can do at this time. Now, fortunately, the wind has settled down. That was something early on in this fire. It seemed like the wind was picking up and really kicking up those flames. That is something that has died down. Firefighters fighting this from the ground, interior, and also from up above. Now, we're told that presented a challenge to some of these firefighters. They actually had to run the hoses up the 5 floors in order to get that water inside, come back down the stairs. Fortunately, the weather isn't too bad. Otherwise, those firefighters would have been absolutely exhausted. Depending on how long this fire goes, we're told that that they will have to rotate in firefighters just because they don't want them to get exhausted in a building of this size and, potentially risk putting themselves in danger. Earlier tonight, I did point out that there is a lot of heavy equipment at the base of this building. I think they're calling them scissor lifts. At one point, part of that roof did start to collapse, and firefighters immediately went to that area to make sure to extinguish any embers, any fire, because they did not want it to ignite that machinery with fuel and spread to that 4th floor.
Jim, you can see from your shots there just how that 5th floor, that roof, how it has been collapsing, where we are seeing a lot of that fire.
Well, that's right, Carl. Firefighters are still, just throwing water on this thing as much as they can here. We're going to fly a circle here. So we're going to get a little smoky over on the east side, but we're going to fly a circle here and kind of give you a complete 360-degree view of what's going on here. And like I said, the Canton, that is almost the entire roof there that is got flames coming out of it. And most of it has collapsed due to that rubberized material that is on top. It just makes it very difficult for them to even get this out. Most of it's collapsed into the 5th floor. As we come around here, Carl, you can see that parking garage. You'll see the parking garage come into view. That's the parking garage I was talking about that's on the east side between where the Canton apartments are and the hotel. So, that's a great buffer. The other thing that only concerns me is as you get on the south side here, so you have the parking garage, the heavy smoke right there, that part right underneath that heavy smoke and stuff, and I'm busy right now. Hang on. And so anyway, you get around on this side, and you can see already. Look at the thick black smoke that just broke out, Carl. Where those firefighters actually moved down, where they were spraying water. They've actually moved down, and now it's broken through the roof right there. And there's sections of that have collapsed. And they have moved further down with their ladder truck, trying to impede this from going all the way to the end here. But the way it's looking, Carl, from what I've been watching, and you can see a big flare up right there where it collapsed right there, and it got extra oxygen going in there. And well, actually, can we get that shot again, Rich? Rich is doing a great job here. Come back to your left a little bit, right in there, those windows. Those two windows right there have firefighters inside, Carl, underneath where that just collapsed. And they're shooting water up through it, trying to stop it from the inside. Now those guys right there, you got to take your hat off to them, because the last thing I'd want is to have that rubberized material falling down on me. But they are inside on that 5th floor right here, shooting water up. But you can see now, you can see the water coming through right there. But it just seems to have no effect on that, whatever that material is, Carl. It just seems to have no effect on it at all that water. And these guys have moved down, because now you can see the heavy, thick smoke, because there is flames. When you have that kind of smoke, there is something on fire underneath there. And that heavy smoke is coming out right there, and that's even further down to the southeast. So you can see them moving back now. It's just, oh man, it's just a fight here.
Let's get the latest from Sylvia so she can get an update from firefighters.
That's right. Benny, you have been out here since the very beginning. Just kind of tell me the challenges that you and your guys are facing right now.
Well, the biggest thing is this is a very large building, and what was burning has been the challenge. So it was originally roofing materials. Again, this is under construction, and the roofing materials, we don't know how they caught on fire, but what I've been told is it's kind of a rubberized material that just does not go out very well when you try to put water on it, which is what we have available to us. It's just such a large building right now. It's involving a good portion of not only the roof, but now it's into the 5th floor as well, and possibly even lower than that in places. It's a lot of fire. This is very labor intensive from the beginning. What we have now is what's considered to be a 5th alarm fire. Essentially, we call it a high-rise response, but it's equivalent to a 5th alarm fire. We have at least 80 firefighters out on scene now. Unfortunately, we anticipate being here for quite some time, probably overnight.
Police, you've had a chance to talk to some of the surrounding businesses.
Yeah, I'm right between the apartment complex and that new hotel, the Ellison. I did go in and speak to the general manager. He says thankfully they do not have to evacuate right now. They are keeping lines open, lines of communication open between the fire department, of course, next door as they fight this blaze. I did speak to a woman who says she just checked in tonight for business, and of course she started smelling smoke, came outside. Sure enough, the building next door was completely engulfed in flames.
Those firefighters there in that cherry picker shooting water through those windows. Many of those windows now shattered, where they have fired that water hose through. That power so incredibly strong. At one point, even our photojournalist here had witnessed, it looked as if one of those firefighters was bracing the other one just from the sheer power of that water hose. Again, they are dumping as much water as they can. This is where they started here with the cherry picker. If we can pan over to the right of this building where you're seeing some of those flames kick back up, there's another team of firefighters trying to tackle that fire from the roof line. They were shooting water into some of those windows about half an hour ago. We heard firefighters yell, "Get out of the way, make sure no one's down there," as some of that wall started to crumble.
You're looking at the roof is pretty much all gone except for that southeast corner, which would be the right-hand side of your screen there. Now, we need to find out here. We're trying to figure out, they have stopped putting water on this from all angles. As you can see, there's no water being sprayed on this roof, so I don't know if they've just stopped and they're just going to contain it and let it, until they regroup here or change personnel out. But it's kind of interesting that they've stopped putting water on this. We'll try to find out that for you, but right now you're looking right down on the 5th floor to the Canton there. The roof is pretty much completely gone. We'll keep you updated. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
And you can see actually into these units now that are on fire. 325 units there at the Canton. This is something we'll be following through the night.